Are you ready for another AI video tutorial?
We will use Veo 3.1 inside the Google Flow platform.
If you search on Google for Google Flow, usually the first link is from Google Labs, which leads to Google Flow. I recently got access, but others have had it for a long time, so depending on the country, some might still not have access yet. Click on Create, and on this page, sign in with your Google Gmail account. Once you sign in, you can get the latest updates, so click on Get Started. You will see sample projects, or you can go to Flow TV to see many examples. If you go to your account, you will see how many credits you have. For the free version, you get 100 free credits per month, which means you can generate 5 videos per month. With the Pro account, you get 1,000 credits per month, which means 50 videos per month. So here, instead of new chats like we have in Gemini, we have new project. Let's add our project for today's video. This is how the interface looks. If we go here, we can see more options compared to Gemini. We have text to video, frames to video that lets us use an image as a starting point, or one image for the first frame and one for the last frame. And we have ingredients to video, which lets you upload up to 3 images. It doesn't use them as start frames, but more like when you give Nano Banana to combine 3 images, except this one makes a video. Let's test them all. We begin with text to video to see what it's capable of. Then we have the settings. By default, it generates 2 videos, but that will consume credits fast, so let's put only one output. We can choose between landscape and portrait ratios. For the model, we have fast and quality. The quality one consumes 5 times more credits, and I didn't see any improvement, so I don't recommend it yet. Let's add a prompt. You can write it manually or ask Gemini or ChatGPT for a prompt based on what you have in mind. Let's test with a drone shot flying over a coastal cliffside road. Click on the arrow to generate. The generation was pretty fast for me, under 2 minutes for a video. This is the result. We have options to make it full screen, download it, or add it to favorites. We can edit it, which keeps the original audio but lets you modify the video, which is quite powerful. For example, I added an extra character in the scene to get a different variation of the same shot. You can also delete it. Let's play it. If we go to download, we have 3 options: to get a small GIF file, to get the original size, or to get an upscaled version. The upscaled version does make it bigger, but it's not always better quality. The upscale doesn't cost credits but can take 2 to 3 minutes. You will get a notification when it's done and you can download it then. If we compare the original with Veo 3 upscale and with Topaz Video AI upscale, the best results I got were with Topaz. The Veo 3 upscaler makes some parts extra sharp, and you can see those strange lines on some videos. So I usually download the original and keep it as it is, or use Topaz Video AI for upscaling. Let's see if we can create a tornado video using this prompt. Always check the settings when you start a new project to make sure you have the right model, aspect ratio, and number of outputs so you don't consume too many credits. And the result looks like this. I don't usually use text to video because it's hard to get exactly what I have in mind. I prefer to start with an image to get more realistic results. I expected more realism in the video, but it still looks like computer graphics. Let's try one more, maybe something with ambience, like a fireplace, to see if it can do better. It started with a strange sound and wasn't very realistic, but it became more realistic as it got closer to the fire. Let me try a longer prompt with a static camera and a close-up. Yeah, I think this one came out much more realistic, so having a detailed prompt and more close-up seems to help. Just one more example for animation to see if it can do it, and then we can move to image to video.
Not again!
This one was kind of a mess, not in the order I wanted. So my conclusion is, if you don't want to waste a lot of credits, don't use text to video, use image to video instead. Or frames to videos is how Google calls it. So let's click here and then click on upload. I will select this image. It's nice that it lets you select the ratio and use crop to adjust the image to the right size. Click crop and save to apply, and wait a few seconds for it to appear on the first frame. You can now add a prompt and create a video using only that frame, or you can also add an end frame if you want. This time, I'll get a close-up of the woman. You can use Nano Banana or Quen Edit to get consistent characters. Now we have both frames and we can add a prompt. I want the woman to take a product from the shelf, place it in her basket, and then come to the camera to get that close-up. Here you have the option to reuse the prompt, and you can see which frames are using it and what model was used to generate it. And here is the result.
I'm doing some shopping for Halloween.
The nice thing with the end frame is that you get it to end where you want, but if the scene is similar and some things are different, it will do some morphing to reach that frame. For example, if a product wasn't on the shelf in the first frame but was in the end frame, the AI added it to match the end frame. I also got some glitch at the end when she started to talk again. If you notice, on each video we have a button that says Add to Scene. Let's click on it to see what it does. We get a notification that says Switch to Scene Builder, and we can also see Scene Builder here at the top. This does what it says. It lets you add different videos and rearrange them like in a video editor, plus it has some extra options. If I click on the plus sign, it shows Jump to and Extend. When I click on Jump to, it asks what should happen to the scene it jumps to, and it seems to take the last frame from that video. The problem is that it didn't end exactly where I wanted, not on the exact end frame, since in that frame my woman wasn't talking, but in the video generation it's a similar frame with her mouth open. We can also remove that and instead of jump to, use extend. Now it asks what should happen next. Because it ended with the woman starting to talk, it will probably not be a smooth transition. Let's say I want the woman to put on a witch hat, then say something, and then disappear in smoke. It will start generating that scene. Now we got a new video that should come after the previous one. Let's move this to the beginning of the video and then click play.
I'm doing some shopping for Halloween. Are you ready?
The result is nice. Too bad I had that glitch at the end that messed up the whole thing. You can also cut the video where you want, just like in a regular video editor. Let me try to do it again now that we learned from the mistakes. I will reuse that prompt and generate again to see if we can get a better result. And this is the new one.
I'm doing some shopping for Halloween.
It still added that at the end that I didn't ask for, which could mess things up. Let's add it to the scene and then go to Scene Builder. I removed the previous generations from Scene Builder before I added this one. Now what I want to do is cut that at the end, maybe here.
For Halloween.
So it continues more naturally and isn't an abrupt cut where she says, ah, and then does nothing after. Now I can go and extend the scene where she puts on the witch hat and we generate again. Let's see what we got.
I'm doing some shopping for Halloween. Are you ready?
It was better now, but still not a perfect transition there. Let's see if we can extend one more. I didn't pay attention and had the first video selected, so it generated an extension from the first video instead of the last one. But let's see what we got.
I'm doing some shopping for Halloween.
It continued the scene, but you can see the style is different and it doesn't stay consistent unless it continues the same scene with the same woman. Let's go to Arrange, and now I'll delete that middle part. Click on Done. Now I'll make sure I select the video I want to extend, and that bar doesn't matter where it's positioned, it's only for playback. Let's see if we can move the camera through that smoke and then make the witch cottage appear. It created a new smoke scene instead of using the one already in the scene, and then it made a more realistic fire, but the cottage in the forest doesn't look realistic. So there are still things Veo 3 can improve in the generations. Let's try now the ingredients to video option. You can mix up to 3 images to create something new. I will upload first this portrait of the woman so it can recognize the face better, then I'll add this beach so it knows the environment I want, and then I'll add this little monkey to be on the woman's shoulder. Let's compose the prompt to see what we can get. Now, we can see here that it shows we have 3 images, and it composed the woman in this scene. So I assume it does something similar to Nano Banana and then uses that as the first frame or something like that.
Welcome to paradise, Miss Rice. Welcome to paradise, Miss Rice, Miss Rice.
Let's add this to the scene to see if we can change it, even though I don't like those extra sounds it added. In the scene, I still have the previous videos I added, so I'll go to Arrange and remove the extra videos. You can always add them back from the main screen. I wonder if we can continue from before it says those extra words. In theory, it should work, but let's see in practice.
Welcome to paradise. Welcome to paradise.
I'll select Extend. But you know what? I wanted to see what that jump option does. I'll prompt something like, a wave comes, making a splash. The woman gets wet, and the monkey runs. When I try to run it, it says that jump only works with the Veo 3.1 quality version, the one that costs 5 times more, so no thanks. Let's remove the jump and try the extend function again, since we know it works with the fast model. Let's test the result.
Welcome to paradise. Welcome to paradise.
The extension didn't work as well as I expected when I cut the first video. I don't know if it's a bug or if it just can't do it properly when the video is cut. I decided to give it one more try. This time I made a longer prompt with ChatGPT to ensure better results, and I'll run it to see if we can get a better video that we can use as it is without needing to cut it.
Welcome to paradise.
Perfect, no glitches this time. Let's add it to the scene, and then we'll clean up the scene so we have only that video. I'll click on Extend and use another long prompt that I made with ChatGPT based on the images I gave it. If that doesn't work, I don't know what else will. And for the first time, I got this notification saying it's experiencing high demand and to try again in a few minutes. I don't have a few minutes, Google. Take my credits and let me try again. Now it seems to work fine, and I didn't have to wait like it said. Let's see the result. So the transition worked great this time, just the sound didn't transition how it should, but at least the video transition worked. Let's do a few more for frames to video since that is my favorite, because I can control how it looks and it's not random. I'll do some first frame and last frame examples with some aliens to see if I can combine them together like we do with Kling AI, by taking the last frame from the previous video and using that as the first frame for the next one. It seems it didn't like my prompt for some reason, so I'll reuse that prompt since it takes both the prompt and the images. I'll just add something simple for this one. Now for the second scene, I'll add as the first frame the same image used to end the previous video, and for the end frame the same woman but with a weapon. For the prompt, I explained the motion and what she says, and this is what I got.
Where is my reward?
Now if I pause the generated video at the last frame, you can see that it extended about a second beyond my ending frame. To compare, this is the frame I set for the end, and this is what I got at the end of the video, so it will mess up my continuation. It doesn't always do that, but in this case it did. Let's make the third scene, and then we can put all of them together to see how it goes. For the prompt, I want the woman to start shooting and ask a question, and the result is this one.
I asked, where is my reward?
The sound wasn't synchronized so well on this one. They do say it's in beta, so maybe that's why it still has some mistakes. Now I'll add all 3 videos to the scene to see how it looks combined, and let's check what we have. I need to remove some previous videos from the scene first.
Where is my reward? I asked, where is my reward?
The first transition was okay, but the second one wasn't because of that frame. Like I showed you, the first frame in the third video has the gun up, but the second video ended a bit on a different frame, and that messed up some things. So that's just something to be aware of. Let's try a few more, but this time only with one image for the first frame. Then I'll add a prompt where she says something and starts shooting. While it's generating, I'll do a second one, so you can make multiple videos at the same time when the server isn't too busy at least. For the third version, let's go to settings and try the Veo 3.1 quality version. Even though it's so expensive, I'll make this sacrifice so you don't have to, and we can see what's different about it and if it's worth the money. The first generations are ready. Let's see what we got.
Did someone order extra chaos?
It had some extra shooting, and what I didn't like was how it changed the gun barrel from rectangular to round instead. If you look closely, you can see it. That shouldn't happen. It should keep things consistent.
Did someone order extra chaos?
And again, it changed the gun shape, added a person who does nothing, and there are random ice cubes flying around. Let's check the quality version to see if it's worth the money.
Did someone order extra chaos? Did someone order extra chaos?
So it has the same problem with changing the gun, maybe not as many mistakes, but the video resolution is the same, and it costs 5 times more credits. What am I missing? Unless they improve it soon, it's not worth the credits right now. I added a 3D rendered cartoon image, and I'm trying to create an animation of that boy on a scooter. I'll switch to the fast model again, and let's see what we got.
Best day ever! Best day ever!
This one came out better than I expected, and the animation looks quite nice. Let me try another one to see how it goes. They should have been talking and saying some words like in the prompt, but it ignored that part this time. Still, the animation itself came out okay. Now, I want to test if it can do it using only the last frame, with no first frame. I have this bag, and I want a woman to place it on the table. I'm adding a long prompt, but when I try to run it, the button is inactive, so it doesn't let me. You can use QuenEdit or Nano Banana to generate a woman wearing that bag, like I did here. So I'm using that as the start frame, and then she puts the bag on the table. Let's see what we got.
I love this bag. I love this bag.
Thank you, AI Titans, for your support. Like and comment to help me escape this world.